seat beside me's empty, but I paid the full fare through. 'Cause this was always our dream, a trip for me and you. We talked about it late at night, 1,000 times or more, leaving all this hardship for that distant city shore. But heaven had its own plan. It called you home too soon, left me in a silent house beneath a lonely moon. So I packed your photograph and my own aching soul to finish this last journey and make our story whole. Oh, this train is a promise rolling down the line. I'm taking your sweet memory to see that city shine. The wheels are whispering your name, a soft and mournful sound, across this empty aching space of hallowed southern ground. And the Hanukkah's crying a tune we used to know, a bittersweet reminder of a love from long ago. This ain't for me, my darling, I'm just seeing it all through. This lonesome ride to Chicago is my final gift to you. The city lights are gleaming just like you said they would, a bittersweet and beautiful sad promise understood. The train is pulling in now, our journey's at an end. I kept my word, I brought you here, my lover and my friend.
Your letter's folded in my shirt, right next to my skin. Tells me you reached Chicago, and it's time for me to begin. To leave these fields behind me, and the ache in my poor back, and trust my entire future to this long and lonely track. You said you'd meet me at the station. You said you found a room, a single candle's hope against this Mississippi gloom. It's a fool's bet I am making on a far and distant shore, but a life without you, honey, ain't a life worth living for. Oh, this train is a messenger on a long and silver line, taking this impatient heart to meet with yours in time. The wheels are singing faster now, a hurried driving beat, thinking of the moment that our weary eyes will meet. And the harmonica's yearning, calling your name on the breeze, a prayer sent through the darkness, past the lonely naked trees. Just hold on for me, darling, hold on strong and true. Every mile I travel brings me closer home to you. The city's hum is growing, a low and steady sound. The final destination on new and holy ground. The brakes begin to whisper, the hissing steam is loud. Now I just gotta find your face somewhere in this crowd.
The loudest thing back home was the quiet in our room, a heavy kind of silence, sealed up like a tomb. We ran clear out of laughter, ran out of words to say. Just the lonely sound of a clock stealing all our day. This engine's got a voice, Lord, the track has got a beat. It's better than the silence on that old familiar street. Yeah, any sound is welcome, any rhythm, any rhyme. Pulls me one tick further from that loveless waste of time. Oh, this train is a doctor with a rumbling, steady hand, prescribing empty mouths to heal a broken man. That harmonica's breathing a long and soulful sound. Loosen the sorrow that had me chained and bound. Oh, every bridge we're crossing, every tunnel we go through is one more painful memory I'm saying goodbye to. This train's the only cure I know, the only medicine for the kind of trouble that my heart was in. The shaking finally stops, steady rhythm's gone. Just a feel of concrete, solid as a stone. I can stand up straight now, feel the ground beneath my shoes. Got nothing left to run from,
and nothing left to lose.
The moon outside is watching, a pale and silent guide. I see it shimmer on your face, right here by my side. You're sleeping like a child now, your head against the pane, dreaming of the sunshine, forgetting all the rain. Our hands are locked together, a tight and wordless vow. The only thing that's certain in the here and now, we're leaving nothing but the dust of all our younger years, and facing down the future along with all our fears. Oh, this train is our chapel, a long and narrow hall, a rolling steel bone promise that we won't let us fall. The wheels are singing together, together, together now, a rhythm for a future that we'll figure out somehow. And the Hanukkah's crying a song for me, a melody of hope, and that's strong enough to see us through. It ain't so lonesome, darling, when you're sitting next to me on this long ride to the people we were always meant to be. The city lights are bleeding through the early morning haze, the first of all our brand new city days. The train is stopping, the engine gives a sigh. You squeeze my hand and look me in the eye. The music fades out and is replaced by the sounds of screeching brakes and hissing steam, as if arriving at the final scene.
The sun feels strange this morning. The sky is way too wide. After years of counting shadow from a cell deep down inside, they opened up the gates for me, put these clothes into my hand, said, go on now, boy, and make yourself a new life in this land. But freedom feels like clothes that are or a size or too big for a soul that got worn down by the foreman's angry dig. I'm holding on to your last letter, every word you wrote. It's the only thing that's keeping this old sinking heart afloat. Oh, this train is my pardon, rolling loud and clear. Each clatter of the wheels is shutting down another year. The rhythm is a new clock that I'm winding up myself, leaving my old number on a cold and empty shelf. And harmonica shaking like a man who's learning how to breathe, for the patient waiting love that a fool does not believe. He's worthy of receiving after all he's put you through. But this train has taken me, my love, 1 mile closer to you.
I'm the one who broke it, I'm the one to blame. The heavy silence that fell around your name. You packed your bags for winter in that cold Chicago shore. Said you couldn't stand to watch me be that man anymore. I'm following your memory on this long and shaking ride, with nothing but the consequence of all my foolish pride. Leaving that old devil I let get inside my head, and listening to the echo of the last words that you said. This train is my penance, paid in miles of steel and steam. A long and lonely journey to chase a shattered dream. The wheels are grinding out a rhythm of regret for every single promise that I carelessly forget. And the harmonica's weeping a low and sorry plea, begging for the better man I know I'm meant to be. I don't know if you're waiting, don't know if you still care, but this train is the first sentence of a long and hopeful prayer. City air feels different, it bites against my face. A stranger to your presence in this unforgiving place. The journey's end is just the start, I know it in my soul. To learn how to be patient and make a spirit whole.
folks all made the bargain. They say it's for the best. Put my future in an envelope, my young heart to the test. I'm holding a photograph, it's faded now and worn, of the girl I'm bound to marry on a chilly autumn morn. I'm leaving my own history on this dusty platform floor to go and knock upon a strange and unfamiliar door. Not running from a heartache, not chasing after gold, just doing what a good son does and doing what I'm told. Oh, this train is a contract, a bargain sealed in steel, taking me to a stranger and a life that don't feel real. The wheels are whispering her name, a quiet unknown sound, on this long and lonesome journey to that unfamiliar ground. And harmonicas wondering with a worried, questioning breath, what kind of life is waiting on the other side of death? 'Cause a part of me is dying, the boy I used to be, to make way for the husband that they've all decided on for me. The city's just a backdrop to the scene that I must play, the first act of a story that begins for me today. The train is pulling in now, it's time to stand and go, and say hello to the only love my life is meant to know.
I don't need a ticket, I don't take up any space, but my ghost has been on this train since 1958. I see the hopeful young men, see the fear in the lovers' eyes, and in their weary faces I can see my own demise. This train is where a fever took my last and final breath. On my way to you, my darling, I was overruled by death. Now I watch the seasons change, I see the children grow, from the window of a train that has nowhere else to go. Well, this train is my coffin on a never-ending line, tethered to the memory of a love that should be mine. The wheels repeat the story that no living soul can hear, of a spirit bound to ride it year after lonely year. And the harmonicas weigh a chill upon the glass, my own lonesome spirit for a future that is past. And every time we get to where you waited on the stone, I feel the ache of knowing that I'll always be alone. The city lights of Chicago, I know them all so well. Another soul gets off to live the stories I can't tell. train will pull out southward with the setting of the sun. My lonesome ride is over till the next one has begun. You gave me sweet magnolia nights. You gave me summer rain. Then you worked my fingers to the bone. Boy, you're hard and bitter grain. I loved you like a first love, the curve of every hill. But your beauty holds a promise that you never quite fulfill. So I'm leaving you this morning with your red dust on my soul. 'Cause staying in your warm embrace is what keeps a man from growl. You're the only love I've ever known, the only home I've had. And that's why this goodbye to you feels so righteous and so sad. Oh, this train is the last word in a long and bitter fight. The engine is my weary heart burning its way tonight. The wheels are cutting every tire with every turn they make, leaving my forever love for my own tired spirit's sake. And the harmonica screaming with the pain of this release, for the beautiful torment that I'm finally trading in for peace. I'm breaking up with you, my dear, my sweet and cruel old friend. This lonesome ride is where our story has to end. Concrete, glass, and stone. And for the first time in my life, my heart is all my own. They say you took this same train back on Sister Train. A one-way ticket north was all you left for Mom and me. You were chasing after something that the Delta couldn't give, a different way of breathing, a different way to live. I'm looking out the window at the fields you left behind, with your ghost sitting next to me, weighing on my mind. I'm not leaving cause of hardship or a love that's gone astray, but to understand the man who simply had to get away. Oh, this train is a bloodline made of memory and steel. It's the only connection to you that I can feel. The wheels are asking questions that I've held inside for years, the rhythm of a lifetime of unanswered silent tears. And the harmonica's calling like a voice across the wire, trying to explain the pull of that old restless fire. Am I running from your shadow or just following your track? This northbound train is moving and there ain't no turning back. Is getting heavy with the city's iron sound. This must have been the place you felt you were duty bound. The train pulls in, the final chapter starts for me, to find a piece of you inside this wild and endless sea. Sunrise bleeding on the window pane, washing away the memory of the rain. Last night I held you close against my soul. Now this steel track's the only hand I hold. Left your letters on the bedside stand, the ticket stub clutched tight here in my hand. Just a fool's hope against the morning chill, the part of me standing on that Delta hill. And the wheels keep crying out your precious name. This northbound rhythm is a burning flame, Chicago's promising a place to lay my head. But the ghost of your sweet words ain't easy shed. That harmonica wails a low and weary sigh for the gentle love I had to leave behind. This train keeps rolling, pushing through the ache, for a brand new dawn and a clean heartbreak. The city lights, they flicker and they gleam. End of a line, the end of a dream. Yeah, the journey's over, the engine soft and low, but where my heart goes now, I just don't know. Boots on a dusty floorboard brown, leaving the one sure thing in this whole town. You were my morning, you were my evening sun. Now that whole chapter of my life is done. Watch you wave till you were just a speck of dust. In this rusty rail car I'm placing all my trust. Felt the vibration
low and steady grown, taking me to a world I gotta face alone. Oh, this heavy train is moving slow and deep, carrying the promises I couldn't keep. The wind through the carriage is a mournful sound, whispering about the love I'm leaving on the ground. That harmonica screams a sharp and lonely plea, answering the silent prayer inside of me. Got my eyes fixed north on that distant city gleam, trying to outrun the memory of a dream. Hear the brakes all hiss, soft and low. A new front door, but a long, long way from home. Yeah, I've reached the station, under skies of gray. Another town to love you from far away.
This old ticket's folded, thin and worn, like the last goodbye on the porch at dawn. You put a brave face on and told me I should go. Why it hurts so much, I'll never let you know. The sun is climbing over fields of green, prettiest landscape that I've ever seen. But all its beauty just brings a fresh new pain, 'cause I'm watching it all alone here on this train. And this iron horse, it sings a worry tune underneath the pale and silent afternoon. Every mile I travel, every river that I cross, just calculates the measure of my loss. That harmonic cries for what we used to be, a simple tune of you, a simple tune of me. But I'm chasing a paycheck and a distant shore, praying I find what I'm looking for. The city's breath is heavy on the air, just another stranger with a cross to bear. Well, the ride is over, the engine's gone to rest, left my heart behind to put it to the test.
Windows dirty, stained with miles and soot. This whole car shaking from my restless foot.
We didn't fight, we didn't even raise our voice, just knew we'd run right out of any other choice. You said you'd pray for me, I said I'd do the same. As the engine coughed and called my name, now the sun is setting, throwing shadows long on the very place where everything went wrong. Oh, this midnight rider is a rolling testament to a weary soul whose heaven sent to find a new way, to learn to stand up tall and answer opportunity's long distance call. That harmonica sings a song of my regrets, and every single promise that a man forgets. But the rhythm of the rail is a steady guiding hand, and leading me on toward the promised land. 1,000 lights flicker in the city's haze, the start of new nights and the end of old days. Yeah, the train is silent, the motion is all gone. Time to learn the quiet melody of dawn. The music fades out and is replaced by the sounds of screeching brakes and hissing steam, as if arriving at the final destination.
This faded uniform feels strange, a ghost from overseas. I'm watching peaceful cotton fields swaying in the breeze. It's a different kind of quiet from the one I came to know, a different kind of stillness from the lands of ice and snow. Your letters were my lifeline, every single one I kept. They said you'd all move north to find a promise while I slept. So I'm not heading home, Lord, I'm heading somewhere new, on the last leg of a journey back to my own life and you. Oh, this train is a peace train on a slow and steady road, carrying a weary body and a tired, wounded soul. Wheels are washing out the rhythm of the marching and the guns, for the quiet, easy comfort of my own beloved one. And the harmonica sighing a long and gentle breath for the boy I left behind me on the other side of death. I'm coming home, my darling, from a long and awful fight, to step into your arms and out into the blessed light. rising up now, the life you built for me. The reason that I fought so hard to keep this country free. The journey's finally over, the brakes begin to fade, for the welcome of a love for which a soldier's price was paid.
The last hand's on the table, the last man's lost his pride. Nowhere in this one-horse town a man like me can hide. The back room's full of angry stares that I can feel right now. So I tipped my hat and grabbed the cash and took a final bow. This love of mine's a fickle one, it's in the cards I draw. Living just one step ahead of trouble and the law. I won the game but lost the right to ever stay in one place. So I'm running from the consequences of my own good ace. Oh, this train is a new deal, a shuffle and a cut, a fast ride out of trouble from a door I had to shut. The wheels are like a poker chip, spinning round and round, taking me to a brand new game in some big city town. And the harmonica's boasting with a high and lonesome sound for the man who wins the table but is never welcome round. I'm chasing after high stakes, it's the only love I know on this long and lucky journey to the promise of Chicago. The city's just a bigger room with a million souls to play, and I'm the one who's come to town to make 'em learn my way. The train is stopping softly now, my getaway is done. Time to find a new game underneath this northern sun.
I left my Sunday collar on the nail behind the door. Couldn't speak the holy words, I don't believe no more. The weight of all those souls was a burden I couldn't bear, when my own prayers were bouncing off the empty sideline there. I looked out at my flock today, saw worry in their eyes, knew I couldn't offer them no well-intentioned lies. So I'm leaving my old pulpit and the man I tried to be, for a city big enough to lose this broken part of me. Oh, this train is my confession.
runaway revival of disillusion and mistrust. The wheels are preaching a new sermon of iron and of steam about the lonely, bitter waking from a long and holy dream. And the harmonicas crying like a hymn that's lost its key, a broken-hearted melody for a man who is not free. 'Cause I'm still shackled to the memory of the faith I left behind on this long and lonesome journey for some simple peace of mind. Different kind of gospel, loud and raw, full of broken people living by a different kind of law. The train is finally stopping and I have to choose my path, a sinner in a city that don't know of God's good wrath.
Crumpled letter in my coat, the words are smudged and bleak, from a city mission pastor on some cold and windy street. Says my brother lost his way chasing that old northern star, forgot the man he was, don't know who his people are. That city of big shoulders has shrugged him off and let him fall. So I'm leaving this quiet evening to answer duty's call. Not searching for a fortune, not running from a pain, just going to find my blood and bring him home again. Oh, this train is an arrow aimed right at the city's heart, a straight and narrow line to where my brother fell apart. The wheels are like a war drum, a steady, angry beat for every soul that's lost and hungry on that concrete street. And the harmonica screaming a sharp and warning cry, a promise to the darkness that I see up in the sky. You can chew a good man up, Lord, but you can't have his soul, 'cause I'm coming to that city to make my family whole. Skyline cuts the heavens with the hard and jagged edge. A man can lose his footing on that cold and narrow ledge. I left my 10 stars shining on a dusty office sill, next to a pile of papers for a crime that's sitting still. I upheld a law I knew was wrong. I saw what I should not. And the silence in that small town is a poison in the pot. You can't wash your hands clean when the water is dirt. You can't protect the innocent without somebody getting hurt. So I'm leaving my own shadow and the man I was before, 'cause I can't be that kind of lawman anymore. Oh, this train is a fugitive from a choice I couldn't make, a long and steady getaway for my own weary soul's sake. The wheels are rolling thunder, a judgment of their own, on a man who's running from the only life he's ever known. And the harmonicas crying like long and distant sirens wait for the side of justice that I chose to fail. I'm trading in my power for a chance to be unknown and live with the decisions that were mine alone. The city's got a million rules, but none of them are mine. Just another stranger at the end of a long line. The train is hissing softly now, my watch is finally done. No more standing between the guilty and a loaded gun.
This old guitar case battered, it's been my only friend through dusty bars and front porch nights that never seem to end. We played the songs of hardship, we played the songs of pain, for pocket change and whiskey in the humid Delta rain. There's a sound I'm chasing, a current in the air, a promise whispered to me on a late night radio prayer. So I'm taking you, my six-string love, my partner made of wood, to find a bigger stage than this old neighborhood. Oh, this train is a metronome, its rhythm strong and fast, a driving beat that tells me that my time is coming last. The wheels are a new backbeat for the songs I've yet to write, to plug my soul right into that electric city light. And the harmonica's jumping, practicing a tune beneath the lonely sliver of a southbound afternoon. This ain't about the sorrow, it's about the hungry need to find a patch of fertile ground to plant a musical seed. The train pulls to a standstill, but I hear a brand new sound.
It's an electric hum that's shaking through the cold and solid ground. The hissing of the steam dies, but a new noise starts to rise. The buzzing of an amplifier right before my eyes. The music fades out and is replaced by sounds of screeching brakes and hissing steam, as if arriving at the final destination.
Got the Delta mud still caked under my nails. That's one old story that's run out of tales. Our love was rooted deep in that stubborn ground, but a killing frost was all we ever found. I packed one bag with nothing much to claim, just the smoking memory of a dying flame. Didn't look back, 'cause my eyes were set ahead on the silent promise of the words we never said. Oh, this gambler's train on a long one-way track. I put my whole life down, there ain't no turning back. The harmonica howls like the cold north wind's ghost, crying out a tune for the one I cherish most. But the wheels are turning, the final dice are rolled for a different future, worth more than silver or gold. This rhythm is my prayer, a rumbling steady beat, taking me far away from bittersweet. The engine sighs and lets out a final breath, a quiet resurrection from a little death. The platform's cold beneath these traveling feet. My soul feels different on this city street. Platform's cold beneath these traveling feet. My soul feels different on this city street.
We said our last goodbye down by the river bend, where judging eyes and gossip couldn't see our story end. Your family drew a hard line, my family did the same. Said our kind of love was nothing but a crying shame. So I slipped out in the darkness before the roosters crow, headed for a place where our forbidden love can grow. Got one-way fare to anywhere that's big enough to hide, with your memory and my stubborn, foolish pride. Oh, this train is my alibi, screaming through the night. A steel-born getaway
from what they say ain't right. The wheels are pounding out a wild and different creed, planting a brand new future from a disobedient seed. That harmonica's wailing a reckless soulful plea for every soul that ever loved and had to be set free. I'm running on sheer willpower and a prayer to God above, to build a world that's strong enough to hold our precious love. The city's roar just swallows up the sound of the life I left behind me on that old and hallowed ground. The engine steam is hissing out of valve. You're just another shadow here, you're anonymous now.
I see the porch swing where we used to lie, counting all the stars in the humid night sky. Now it just sits there empty in the haze, another ghost of our younger days. We built a fortress, thought it was strong and true, but the walls got too high for me and you. There's no one to blame, no villain in the piece, just two good people who couldn't find no peace. And this train keeps pushing like a steady hand, uprooting me out of that troubled land. Every clatter of the track is a word in a new song, telling my tired spirit that it's time to be strong. Loud Montana preaches a sermon sad and low about the painful business of letting something go, but I'm bound for glory or a chance to start again, washing my soul clean in the cold Chicago rain.
Journey's over, hear the final hiss and groan. A man is not a man until he stood alone. Yeah, the ride is finished, the story's yet to start, with a quiet mind and a hopeful empty heart. The doctor down here shook his head, said he'd done all he could do. But I heard about a clinic on a Chicago avenue. Your hand felt like a bird's wing when I held it yesterday. You smiled at me and whispered, go and find a better way. So I'm leaving you, my darling, for a little precious while, to earn the fare to bring you north and
and see you truly smile. This journey ain't for me, it's for the hope that we can win against this weary sickness that's been slowly creeping in. Oh, this train is a prayer wheel, turn fast and hard. Each mile is a new prayer dealt from a worn-out deck of cards. The wheels are saying, hurry, hurry, hurry to the rail. A desperate, steady rhythm that I cannot let fail. And the harmonica's trembling, a soft and worried breath, a melody of love against a quiet fear of death. I'm chasing down a paycheck, but I'm chasing down a cure for the only love that's ever made me feel this strong and sure. The city's full of giants made of concrete, glass, and wire, a place to feed the flame of a young man's sacred fire. The train is stopping, my journey's just begun. Gotta fight for you, my love, until the final battle's won. This is the train that took his girl away last fall. Heard the whistle blow and saw him standing through it all. He was supposed to follow, had his ticket in his hand, but his pride was stronger than the promise of that land. She was looking for a future, he was rooted in the past. Some kinds of love are beautiful, but just not built to last. So he stayed behind to wrestle with the ghost of her goodbye. And now I'm on that same train, underneath that same sky. Oh, this train is a graveyard full of stories I can't see, of every heart that gambled on what it was meant to be. The rhythm of the rails is a long and slow lament for every broken promise and every dollar spent. And the harmonica's moaning for the ones who stay behind, trapped inside a memory and a troubled state of mind. I'm riding with a sorrow, a heavy unseen load, at the start of my own story, at this crossing of the road. The city's getting closer, I can feel its chilly breath. This place can be a cradle, or this place can be a death. The train pulls in and I'm standing up to leave, with my own dreams to build and my friend's dream to grieve.